All right, Avery, you there?
Yep, we'll start first with Megan Triplett.
Hey, Coach, congrats on the win. You talk about consistency and seeing growth. What does it say about this team to see a game back-to-back with seeing the defense fuel your offense?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge for us. That's what we talk to our guys about every single day. To come away and win all four quarters is huge for us, especially on the road, especially against, an unbelievable opponent in the Bucks. Our guys were dialed in, and they make it tough. I mean, they came with a lot of force in the first quarter. They were getting post-ups, they were getting drives to the rim, and we were still fighting. It was tough, but I thought as the game went on, our rotations were great. Our one-on-one defense was great. Our shifts were great, and then our scrambling out to the three-point line. We made a huge emphasis on that, and then did a good job on the boards. To keep this team to only 5 points in a fast break game is huge for us to outscore them 20-5. A lot of credit to our guys, but our guys were dialed in. Really impressive that defense again really set a tone for us, and we were able to have great production on the offensive end. 31 assists. I thought the fast break game was great, but even when they went to their zone defense in the second half. We just made the right plays. We executed great. And I thought a lot of guys, from our starting group, our bench, especially Dez and X off the bench, we had to jumble some lineups, throughout the game. Phenomenal job by our group.
Drew Hill.
Taylor, I sound like a broken record asking about the assists every game, but you get 31 tonight. How much do you think this team has accepted the game plan and really passed and shared the ball among each other? How much has that contributed to your progress in these last few games?
Yeah, huge progress. I mean, it's a credit to our guys. I mean, I think they've just really embraced it. They've owned it. They recognize the impact and difference it can make when you're playing unselfishly like that. Just proud of a multitude of guys on our roster that can at any given one moment make a play and make the right decision. And that's what we emphasize every single day, but especially today against an elite ball club, an elite defense, a team that takes away the paint and, where we thrive. But I think we scored 60 points in the paint, still knocked down, 15 threes with 40 attempts. These guys are just seeing the next level of our offense that we can take. But it all starts with being unselfish, making the right play, any given situation. And we're just going to keep reminding of it, every single day. And the more that they just keep owning it and protecting that mentality, that's going to serve us really well for the future.
Evan Barnes.
Taylor, you guys have been able to really just kind of, tighten up on the road and really just kind of, find ways to get these kind of wins. But just what is it about playing away from FedEx Forum where you guys are now able to just kind of lock in, make those adjustments, and even in a game like this, just really assume control and just kind of keep it going?
I can't put one specific thing on it, but to use your phrase, I think our guys just do a great job locking in when we're on the road. We embrace that road mentality. You should always have the same mentality no matter what, but it's used in all sports and definitely in the NBA. When you're on the road, you just got to heighten your awareness. You've got a different environment. It's more challenging when you're on the road. The energy is different. You got to create that yourself. And it starts with your preparation and going out and executing and playing to your level, if not even higher. Luckily, I think in the last two games, we've done a really good job of that, especially tonight, for 4 quarters. So our guys embrace that. I'm glad that we don't really have to talk about that a whole lot. The guys kind of do it on their own. And we're going to need that. We obviously got 5 more road games coming up here.
Steve McGargy.
You kind of just touched on it, but I mean, this is the longest road trip y'all have had in a couple decades. Just how critical was it for your momentum to win on back-to-back nights to get things started this way?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you can start a road trip with a win, it's great. It continues to set a tone. It builds a confidence for you moving forward. And, I think this may have been our 8th game in 12 days and, a back-to-back here, not an easy one. Just proud of the guys to just go out there and just continue to find ways to get better. And we're, playing good basketball. We're going to need that. I've told them this is going to be a test every single night, for the rest of the season. Every night's a test, whether we're at home or on the road. This time of year, we just got to keep raising our level. But to come away with, 2 victories, but just playing good basketball. You just feel good after these games. Regardless of the results, I'm just loving how our guys are playing and attacking each day. We'll have a day off tomorrow, and then we, head out west, and we just got to keep raising our level and having that mentality no matter the result.
Sean Coleman.
Coach, congrats on the win. Going back 3 weeks ago against the Utah Jazz in back-to-back games, you had talked about starts to the game, really needing to improve in the first quarter. 6 of the past 7 games, 30 or more points in that first quarter. Just has it surprised you with how well this team has turned it around in the first quarter, and how important is it to just get to the level of starts that y'all are getting right now to y'all's success?
Yeah, I mean, it's great. I mean, you can't have the full 48 minutes that we talk about until you have the first 12. And, you know, I definitely vividly remember that trip, and we really struggled. We dug ourselves holes in those games against Utah. And, you know, we talk about from the beginning of the season, you know, the full 48 and how we got to start, you know, with an urgency. And it's on both sides of the floor. Obviously, we want our defense to feel our offense. You know, we've had that, you know, recently. Teams are scoring at a high rate, but when you feel good about your defense, you're making them earn whatever, you know, they get. You can feel good about that and how you're going to build from quarter 1 to 2, 3, and 4. But offensively too, you know, just the urgency to play the right way. You know, we know now late in the season how teams are mostly going to guard us from one game to the next, and you know how we got to attack that. So I give our guys a lot of credit. They understand what the game plan is and what we got to do to go out and execute it, and we just hold them to being able to do it from the tip and all the way until the buzzer sounds after 48.
Martin Bello.
Grayson Allen has a massive game. What do you think about the game of Grayson?
Yeah, I mean, a career high in made threes. You know, so proud of the kid. He's put in so much work. You know, from last season to this season, since he's gotten to Memphis, especially in the off season. I think he really understands where he can make an impact. Obviously, you know, offensively, great floor spacer, but he's, you know, getting downhill, getting fouls, finishes. He's just growing his game. But the confidence he has to be in the right place at the right time and shoot with confidence is huge. And I love what he's doing defensively too. You know, he's starting to grow and become more of a versatile defender. But, you know, I think in his 3rd season now, he's doing a great job just embracing how he can get better, and he's put in the work. And I'm glad, I always say it, when guys put in the work, you know, they get out what they put in. And this is a prime example of it. And, you know, very proud of his effort tonight. And we got to continue having that night in, night out from him.
Terry Davis.
Hey, Coach, you guys did a great job perimeter defense. Every time a shot went up, somebody was flying by and distracting them. How can you consistently do this for the rest of the season against these great shooting teams?
I think we just got to embrace, you know, the simplicity of what we got to do every single night. I mean, regardless of what opponent we have, what the game plan is, we've got the nuances and little tweaks. It always starts with getting back, being good in transition, our one-on-one defense, and then behind that, our team defense. You know, how we're rotating, how we're scrambling out to the 3-point line. Our guys have really embraced, you know, from the beginning of the season, what we've set out to say, hey, this is what teams have to do to beat us. Let's make sure we're taking away these areas of their offensive game, and it doesn't matter what opponent we have. So tonight was a great example. You know, that was a big emphasis, knowing that this is a team that thrives from the 3-point line. Our rotations were great. Our heavy contests to the 3-point line were phenomenal, and securing the rebounds. So have that every single night, no matter what play is being run, who's running what play, who's taking the shot, having that urgency. They've embraced that. We got to have that for the rest of the season, and even more and even better.
Final question, Adam Tyke.
Hey, Coach, you and Megan and Terry all mentioned the consistency of this team, and I couldn't help but think of the shortened season. The negatives of the pace has been discussed a lot in the media recently, but sort of on the flip side, do you think that the increased pace of the schedule has been helping you guys remain consistent from a game-to-game standpoint?
I don't know. I mean, I give our guys a lot of credit, you know, whether it's a short amount of time in between games or we could have longer times in between games. Our guys relish the time to compete, but you know, when we've got to sit in the film room and work on what we got to do, when we take advantage of our shoot arounds and kind of treat those like some practices, we get our individual work in, doesn't matter what the schedule is. Our guys just seize every day, and the games are coming quick, and you know, our guys relish those opportunities. So I'm glad they're taking advantage of it and finding ways to get better in the games as well. So we've got a lot of basketball left this season. Got a lot of room to grow. We just got to keep embracing those opportunities, game days, non-game days. And I know these guys will do it, and I'll keep pushing them to do it.
That's all the time we have. Thank you, Coach.
Great. Thanks, everyone. Take care.